Alrighty. Everything is set up. Like it is. Control room. Is latency good? Okay. Everything should be good. Um, I'm gonna be switching brokers. IBKR. I'm gonna get on the phone with them today. There's a rule for the SEC called Section 144, and IBKR is the only broker that I know of that enforces this rule. And it's crazy how they enforce it, and it can lock you into trades. This it normally won't happen with trading large cap or maybe even mid cap. It depends on how much size you're trading with. But when you're dealing with these low float micro caps, it can lock you in. Basically, it's a rule called Section 144. If you're an affiliate, I think you can't sell more than 1% of a million shares, which is like 10,000 shares, or 1% of the last 30 days volume of the stock, something like that, whichever is the greatest or small. I can't remember. You'll have to look it up, but basically, what can happen is if you buy a stock, and you try to sell, it could lock you so where you can't sell, and you have to contact IBKR and prove that you're not an affiliate, and it just gets a little crazy. Um, so I have not been hit with that yet, but I mean, you could imagine. Let's see, that I wouldn't do ANGH. That has an RVOL scanner, so that's yeah. That's trading below the session VWAP. Plus, there's a lot of volume in there, this selling volume, so I really wouldn't even touch it, to be quite honest. Wouldn't deal with it. I got a new monitor. I got a new monitor. The monitor I had was a ultra wide. I think it was a 35-inch ultra wide. Uh, it was a little too big. This one is it's an Alienware. I just went to Best Buy where I'm at, and I just went and bought a monitor. I need a new one. It's Alienware 32-inch gaming monitor. It 180 hertz QHD 1440p. So yeah, it's really nice. The QHD, the colors on it is fantastic compared to what I was using. The monitor I was using is like 6 years, 7 years old. I had it for quite a while. It was a really nice monitor. It was very expensive at the time. Look at vape. Vape is not really doing anything, not much volume. Um, we don't have any news out except for NA, but then, I mean, well, and it just switched. But SMX, we don't have any. SMX has news, is opening with sustainability market for Gen X and millennial investors. We're in 48,000 volume. Let's take a look at that. SMX. 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 Okay. MX. 5 minutes looking good. If you get in at 252, you want to put your stop at 2 1/4. Spread's about 1 cent, 2 cents. That blue line is the non-EMA, yellow line is the section VWAP. If you get in at 252, your stop's at 222 and a quarter. So that's like a 25-cent stop. That's pretty hefty. VWAP is 237. I mean, it's not. If we break to 265, we could take off. If we go to 266, we could take off. It's taking a little bit more time. We got 6,300 on the bid, so that was a little concerning. Got big seller on there. I'm not in this play. That is SMX. XMX is opening the sustainability market for Gen X and millennial, blah, blah, blah. There you go. If you are in, you were looking decent. I think we could possibly break this if we can keep the volume up. The problem is the volume is drying up right here, as you can see right here. We had a pop right here. There we go, 266. All depends on what these big dogs want to push and run this morning. SMX is the only thing with news. The 5-minute is looking good. We're making higher lows, making higher highs on the 5-minute. Two six six. If we tried to break it and then we pulled back, got the volume coming in, taking a little bit of time. Sure is taking its time to do this. That's why if I was in, I'd be thinking about cutting this. Our vol movers showed up 233,000, but that's there we go. Looks like we can push, get to 270, 270. So if you're in on at 253, you definitely have got a profit now. $254. If you got in at 253 and you ran up to 263, the 10-cent profit. You can sell a quarter, you can sell half. Me personally, I'd probably be selling half, and then right now I'd just be dumping this thing just because of these wicks right here. This wick right here was a little concerning as well. Plus on that previous 5 minutes, you had a nice big wick that was about half the size. So, you know, it's a little concerning. We are running up or making higher lows. See, the volume picked up a little bit. The MACD is curled up. MACD is open. So, I mean, yeah, it's looking good. Right now, I'd be cutting that bad boy just because, well, you took about 10 cents, took maybe a quarter or a half off there, and then it came back down to the break even. It didn't really run, so just I would have got out. But I just didn't play that. I just didn't like it that much. Um, that's SMX. That's the only thing really with volume. So let's go back to yeah, that section, well, that rule 144. Only IBKR enforces that, and what you have to do is you have to call the compliance department. You have to fill out some form or whatever and prove that you're not an affiliate or something like that. So I'm just going to get on the phone with them and be like, hey, can you set this where my account is not even flagged with this rule 144? Can I fill out some forms and prove that? See, that right there, just like I said, I would have gotten out. You got that pop right there. You got in at 253. You got 10 cents. You can sell a quarter. You can sell a half. But this wick right here, you got these wicks right here. And these just are not. You got that wick right there. You got this doji. You got this doji. That's saying indecision to me. Indecision of I don't want to go up. I don't want to go down. But yeah, if you don't want to make a decision, I will, and I would have cut that. Taking at 10 cents, I like to take a like 25% off at 10 cents. And then if it's really not moving that much, like this came down here wicked, we came up here, really couldn't break, you can sell another quarter and then you'd be out half. So at 10 cents, I like to sell a quarter. You know, it all depends. You make your decisions. MACD is starting to roll back over. Um, yeah, that's what I have there. This right here, 244. We broke the high of that. That was 28th now. So you know that's it is what it is. I mean, the daily. Look at the daily. Daily's looking good. And personally, I wouldn't play this. This is not a micro pullback that I'm looking for. I here, let me show you a plan. Um, show you a plan. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I put together over the weekend. This is just called the micro pullback plan. It's a trading plan that I put together. The 5 minute rules. There's your 5 minute rules. That is actually popping, but that is not something that I'd be looking for. You are going to miss some trades. Looks like I did miss this one, but I just did. This was too big of a stop for me. 25 cents. That's just too big of a stop. But SMX looks like it's a decent trade. It was just too big of a stop for me. The 5 minute is looking good. You're making higher lows. That's all looking good. You didn't break the low of this, low of that, or low of that. That's looking good. This right here is running up. And of course, we had a pullback right here. And when you broke that high right there, you could have got in. I just didn't like it just because of this right up in here. What happened right here, I just didn't like. Yeah, the session VWAP, we didn't close below it. We did not close below the non-EMA, which is good. So with this pullback here, we had this volume right here. It was kind of drying up. We had this volume right here. Look at how high that was compared to the other stuff, to the other previous candles. So if you did do this play, this is not an A+ setup for me just because of the candles. But if you did get in on that play and you did the break of this bar right here, because you had a flag right here, had a run up, and if you did break that, you got in at 260. At 280, you got 20 cents. So you definitely want to be taking a little bit of profits. Or you can sell it full. It doesn't matter. You do you. But yeah, I'm going to call IBKR, and I'm just going to see if they can flag my account for not even getting hit with Rule 144. Because if you get stuck into a trade and you can't get out, and it's a low float, and that thing's selling off, yeah. I mean, look at this vape up 400%, MCVT 64%, ANGH 44. I mean, these things go down just as quickly as they go up. And if you're in this thing on pre-market, let's say you can't even get a hold of IBKR until the market opens. Who knows? I just don't want to deal with that. So I'm going to call them, see if they can't do anything for my account, because I do like the broker. I do like Interactive Brokers. I really do. I mean, the platform is okay. The charting platform is okay. The speed of execution is okay. The main thing is they run on a Mac. So I don't have to run parallels or anything. I downloaded DAS Trader Pro, and I know a lot of people use it. If you were in on this play right here and you got in right here because you had a pullback right to the EMA, you got in on that break, you ride it up at let's say at 260, 261. You want to be thinking about because it's starting to roll back over. You can get out if it closes below the EMA, or you can take a little bit of profit now. That's the thing. You do you. LIDR is 100 down, but LIDR, that was a little runner. That was a pretty good runner. Yeah, it's below the session VWAP. Look on the 5 minutes, not setting up. ANGH is really not doing much. Vape is not doing much. SMX, really the only one that is doing anything. Have SMX. SMX is the only thing that's really doing anything, and there's the news. SMX is opening the sustainability market for Gen X and millennial investors. Still haven't heard any news about this SEC stuff about reducing the size for the PDT rule from 25,000 down to maybe 2,000. Then again, it's the broker's decision of, hey, yeah, you can do that, but you might not be able to trade on margin. Who knows? Or they might say, hey, if you want 4x leverage for margin, then you're going to have to only up maybe 5,000, you know. So we just really don't know what's going on yet. We have a 5-minute candle that has some wicks on the top, wick on the bottom. We could kind of roll back over. It had a nice run right here, starting at 710. So starting at 710, we had a nice run all the way up to 720. So at 710, which is right here, get in on the break of 270, which was the high of that candle right there. That popped up to 290, so that's 20 cents. If you want to play the break, the high of the session break, you can play that if you want. You can play the pullback. We had a run up. I didn't like that candle just because, and also it traded below on the 1 minute, traded below the low right there. This is the trading plan that I put together right here. Current 5-minute making lower highs. That is previous 5-minute, current 5-minute bullish candles. Yes, they are bullish. 5-minute volume increasing. Yes, 5-minute volume is decent. Current price higher than session VWAP. That is true. So the 5 minutes looking good. 1 minute rule. Bullish candle closes. 5-minute candle close. Fix that. Let's see. Bullish candle, 1 minute. Bullish candle close are making higher highs and higher lows. Yes, that was right there. 1 to 3 minute pullback candles. Low did not break half of the 2 bullish candles. Well, that broke half of it. Okay, that definitely broke half of it. So, yeah, now see this right here, that broke. This trading plan is a guideline for you. I'm going to put it up on the website. It's just a guideline. This right here, we had a run up, had a pull back here, and then that's right there. So that right there is about half of that. So we had this run up here, then we had the pullback here. Okay, that's like a flag. That's the bull flag. This low right here is about half of this run right here. So I guess that's okay. 130 micro volume is decreasing. So the volume right there. 1-3 pullback candles did not close below the 9 EMA. I don't think it did. No, it did not close below 9 EMA. 1 to 3 micro pullback candles did not trade below the last bullish candle. But this one did. That one traded below the last bullish candle right there. Slash bullish candles kind of has a topping wick. That's probably why it kind of wicked down below that, even though everything else was looking good. Now, did the trade work out? Absolutely. But you're going to miss some. I'm looking for A+ setups. That's what I'm looking for, A+. And then MACD is open and movement up. Histogram greater than 1. Yes, that was looking good. What about this? I don't consider a micro pullback, to be quite honest. I like to see the run and maybe 1 to 3 pullback. I like to see a run like this, then a pullback and a break of the third candle. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, and then it broke. Yeah, 288. Yeah. Did you make money? Yes. But it's not an A plus setup to my plan. It's more of like a B setup. A plus setup for this would have been because this right here, the volume was going down, that was going up. An A plus setup would have been the break of this candle right here. That candle right there. That is an A plus setup. This is like a B. And we have another little micro pullback right there. A and GH, okay, let's go over the plan a little bit more. Entry points. Do not enter trade if current bar has traded below the micro pullback. Enter on the break of the last high of the pullback. That's that right there. Enter on the last high of the pullback. Add to the trade 1-for-1 on the break of the high on the last bullish. Enter the trade on the last break. Okay, so that's just entry points. Now you can do advanced entry points to add to trade. The bar has traded below the micro pullback. Enter the break of the last high of the pullback. Add to the trade. So if you're in 1,000 shares, you can add 1,000. If you're already in 1,000, you add 2,000. Your cost average is going to be right where your last entered. On the break on the high on the last bullish bar. That's why I go 1-for-1. Basically, what it's saying is, let's say we're using this one as a run up. We had a break of this candle right here. So you would enter and then you were profitable here. Let's say it broke 301, which it did. You can add to the trade and your cost average probably be like right here. Now, when you added to the trade, it had a pullback and then it kind of ran back up here. So yeah, it's that's more of a advanced trading style, is adding to the pullbacks like this right here. If you're using that as a run up and you had a pullback right here, and let's say you add to this right here. Well, the break of the pullback, the high of the break of the pullback is right here. So you would you would enter a starter position. It broke the high. Look at the 5-minute. It broke the high, and then you want to add to the position. You can add to it. Your cost average will be down in here. And then you got yourself a little run. You got another micro pullback here. It's not down to your break even. We had another pullback. We had a break of that pullback. You could have added another 1,000 shares. You get 1,000, you got 2,000, cost average down here. You can add another 1,000 shares, and your cost average probably be like up in here. So that's how you want to add to your winners and cut your losers. SMX is looking pretty decent. I'm going to run and get some more coffee. Alrighty. Also, another trade that I'm looking at, get rid of that. Alert buy, sell consolidated. I think they're called hot button. Hot buttons is yeah. um, After I talk to IBKR, if I don't get a good answer from them, uh, I'm going to be switching to light speed. I might just switch to light speed anyways. Their execution is better. Their charting platform, I think, I don't think it's as good as this right here, but I haven't played around with it long enough. But I like how it is. But the main thing is they don't. Well, and main thing is light speed also works on Macs natively, which is pretty nice. I tried DAS, the DAS Trader Pro. I know a lot of people use it, but I'll be quite honest. It just looks so dated. It looks like it was built for Windows 95. I just can't deal with that. Plus, I tried out the charting platform, and it's just horrendous. I don't know why they're charging the amount of money they're charging. They need to really, really spend the money and update their platform and make it viable charting system and make it look a little bit more modern. So I'll be switching to light speed if I don't get a good answer from IBKR. Okay. MACD is open. We got a 5-minute that's forming. It showed up on the RVOL scanner. It does have a catalyst. It does have news. We've got CRVO. Servomet announces 32-week data from 31 DLB trial extension phase showing Nephilim, whatever, sustained effect on slowing clinical progression. So this is positive. You're not going to jump on anything quite yet. We got a float of 5.6. What you're looking for, remember the trading plan. You're making the 5-minute is forming, so you really kind of have to jump into the 1 minute. We got the volume that has kind of ran up. Okay, so right now we've got a break of that bar right there. We had a run up, but we had a break of the bullish bar right there. So that right there is canceling out the plan. Can it run? Yes. But we don't know that. You could get in on the break of this right here. Could get on the break of 1430. The volume is looking halfway decent. The pullback volume is lower right here, but we have increase in volume right there, which is pretty nice. Only thing I don't like is that we had the break of the session VWAP, not the EMA, but we had the break of the low right there of that run up. We had a break right there. The only thing I don't like, we did break at 1430 and we ran up to 1480. In order to get that, you had to be extremely quick. Then again, it's not an A+ setup. It's not an A+ setup. Just because it broke that right there. It's not an A+ setup. And it looks like it's getting ready to roll over. You're looking for A+ setups, and you are looking to capitalize on those A+ setups. See, right now, if you got in on the break of that at 1420, 1480, yeah, you got yourself 6. But look at that, the spread just jumped. I just saw the spread jump to 40 cents. That's crazy. I don't like that. I mean, it's kind of hovering around 20 cents, kind of hovering around. So could you get money? Yes. Volume 687, kind of low volume. I mean, the float is 5 million. Volume's kind of low, to be honest. And this is a 1 minute candle, 110,000 volume, 51. So the volume's kind of low. The news is good, but the volume's low. This right here is not considered, to me, this is not considered a pullback, a micro pullback. The main thing you want to look at right now is that 5 minute. That 5 minute is, look at that candle. That's not a bullish candle. If you looked at SMX when that was forming, and can this run and break and go to 15? Yeah. We had volume kind of drying up. We had a pullback to the 9 EMA. Could have, if you could have gotten in on the break, even if you got on a 2-bar break of 1390, like 20 cents. So yeah, you can scalp some money out of that, but it's not an A+ setup. You got to sit on your hands and look and wait for those A+ setups. So if we go to SMX, because you look at the 5 minutes here, the previous 5 minute looked really good. The current 5 minute is you got a wick up, wick down. It's kind of indecision right now. Okay, now it's kind of pushing up. If we can break the high, which is this candle right here, if we can break 1487, probably go. I want to look at the level 2. The 1487 is what we're looking for a break. You got to keep an eye on the spread. That's kind of jumping around. $0.22 now spread. Yeah, 23. So, and plus this is just congested area now. But let's look at SMX on the 5 minute. SMX, when that was forming, look at this 5 minute. That 5 minute was looking really nice. That is what you want to see. This candle right here was probably forming the exact same way as the other one is forming right now. That's why I really didn't get into it, because, well, we had some wicks right here, about almost half of the size of the forming candle. It just really wasn't looking too good. We had some decent trades. I like this a little bit better than the other one we just looked at, CRVO. Kind of like it SMX a little bit better. SMX. That candle we had run up, we had a wick right there, but this candle right here broke the low, the bullish candle. So all this trade is invalid in my opinion. And we had a run up here, got about half of that run up, which is right about here. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 candles that pulled back. It's bouncing off the non-EMA, so that's looking good. You can do a 2-bar break on that and get in at 290. Got yourself $3. I mean, yeah, you got yourself 10 cents. The spread's really tight. Could have got in on that. We had another little pullback to the non-EMA. Could have gotten in on the break of this. Put your stop down in here. And we got a nice little run, a little micro pullback there, break of that. So this is a little bit better. $7.46. About all the traders should be at their desk at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Yeah, 7 o'clock is when most of the volume starts coming in. So if you look at this, I mean, look at the 5-minute, right up in here, 7 o'clock. That's when it starts. And look, we start pushing at 7 o'clock. Look at CRV, CRVO, CRVO. That 7:35, we start pushing. Let's look at vape, because vape is the top leader so far. It's trading below the session VWAP. I wouldn't even touch that, but 7 o'clock, yeah. 7 o'clock, look at that. 7 o'clock, the volume picked up. Let's look at MCVT. That was a runner Friday. Look at that. 7 o'clock, volume started picking up. Now, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is when these whack job algos kick in. I'm assuming this. It's not proven, but I'm just assuming. My assumption is, or my thesis, whatever you want to call it, my assumption is at 8 o'clock, these institutions kick in their algos. So you have these institutions kicking in their algos, and that's why you get these crazy wicks up and down, because these algos are starting to do their trading. I just call them a bunch of whack jobs. At 8 o'clock, MCVT, do algos work and make money? Yes. I think about 75% of the market's traded by those crazy algos. MCVT, we have a run up here, but we have a run up here, but in the trading plan, it says, did the 1 minute bar break the bullish candle, which this is the bullish candle, and we broke. Kind of wicked down a little bit, but the non-EMA is flattening. It's almost like pinning. This is getting ready to pin because the session VWAP is right here. It can't trade above it. Kind of bounced off. You got the non-EMA right here, so it's almost getting ready to pin in between the session VWAP and the non-EMA. I wouldn't be taking this trade because, first of all, it's below the session VWAP. I wanted to see something go up, because look at the previous here, right at 7 o'clock, session VWAP pulled off. Touched the session VWAP, selling off. So that I would not look in the trade. You got to sit on your hands and wait for the A+ setups. let's say you sit on your hands. Let's say you come to your desk, you open up your platform, you come to your desk. Let's say you come to your desk at 6:30. Okay, that's great. That's about what time I get to my desk with my coffee. I come to my desk 6:30, 7 o'clock. I usually from 6:30 to 7. Some I will trade when there's something setting up, and then I start the stream at 7. Let's say you wait from 7 to 9. You've passed on some trades that, let's say, half of them would have worked out. Let's say 4 of them, and you want to pass. Let's say half of them would have worked out, and you're like, oh, I could have made money. I could have made money. But they weren't good setups. But then all of a sudden you wait, and then an hour and a half later or 2 hours later, let's say at 8:30, 8:45, 9, let's say an A plus setup. Let's say you sat here for 2-3 hours. Nothing happened. Then all of a sudden A plus setup happens, and you jump in with like 1,000 shares on like a $5 stock. That's 5,000 capital. You have to pony up, and you make 25 cents. Well, you just made $250. Let's say you took some of those setups that weren't A plus, and you lost yourself, let's say 100, 150. Well, you just canceled out, and you probably just made 100, 150 for the day if you just sat on your hands and wait for those A plus setups and then go for it. Let's say that A plus setup was good. It ran up. It did like a 2-bar pullback, and you do a starter on the break, and then it breaks the high, and then you add again, and then you're at 2,000 shares. Then it makes like 25 cents for you, and then all of a sudden you're up 500, let's say $400 or $500. That's why sitting on your hands can make you money. Then again, I'm not looking at this just because, well, the 5-minute is not telling me anything. 5 minutes telling me we ran up, we sold off, we ran up, sold off, bounced off the session VWAP. This right here, yeah, we have a run up here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bar pullback. We have like a indecision bar right there, kind of like an inside bar break of 1024, but there's nothing there. The MACD's rolling over, but also this right here, that pullback, it's more than 3 bars. Yeah, the volume's kind of drying up as pullback's more than 3 bars, but also it's more than half of the actual run up. So you're looking to get in like right here. We have a run up, and you're looking to get in right here because that bar did not break the low of this. That bar did not break the low of it. And you can get in right there to a starter. Let's say it breaks the high right there. Then you can add to the position, and then hopefully you'll be off. But that's not how this set up. But then again, you would have to be looking, what's it, 747, 745. You're looking at this. So yeah, you're looking at a bullish bar, and at the time that would be green because that is higher than this, which is 1047. So 1047, which is this right here. Yeah, you'd be looking at it being this bar right here being bullish if you broke this little pullback right here, but instead we sold back way back. Yeah, that's why you want A plus setups. If you got a small account, if you have a large account and you want to make trades, go ahead. Don't take the A plus setups. But if you have a small account, and let's say you are under the PDT rule, you really, really have to sit on your hands. and wait for those A+ setups. You might not. Kirk has news, but Kirk, uh, 7 o'clock. Yeah, iconic Bed Bath and Beyond brand. I thought they went out of business. Bed Bath and Beyond. Oh well. Return stores to the first Bed Bath and Beyond home in Nashville. What iconic Bed Bath and Beyond brand returns stores with first Bed Bath and Beyond home in Nashville? Huh. Oh well. Bed Bath and Beyond, I remember there being one I'm up northeast up in Pennsylvania. I was born and raised in Virginia. Was born in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Uh yeah, not much. You got SMX. What's old SMX doing? Hopefully some people were looking at that. SMX right here. I wouldn't be doing anything from here to here, which means from here to here, MACD is just kind of rolling over. And also, you really don't even need to use the MACD. You can actually look at this right here and actually tell by the non-EMA right here that we're just kind of rolling over. Or flatlining. It's kind of consolidating. SMX has a float of 3.5 million. SMX has traded at 13 million volume, so yeah, that's good. That is what you want to see, but you want to look at the 5-minute. 5-minute has a nice run. It looks like 5 minutes getting ready to put in a bull flag. It has a bull flag. If we break 317, we could possibly test 337. So if we start breaking this right here, 317, look at the high down there, high 317, that's 315. So a break of 317, we could get a run. And what you can look for is a break of that, and then look at the level 2 to see, hey, are we pushing? We got 3,000 and they're at 308. But got to ask. Level 2 is, yeah. I'm going to be, more than likely, I'm actually just going to be switching over to light speed. I did not know this, and I probably should have set it up with light speed in the very beginning. But I kind of like interactive brokers for my swing trading. I don't options trade anymore. I did that. That's just too much work. I don't like all that. Yeah. I might just be switching over to Lightspeed because I did not know that their platform ran on a Mac. I just assumed it was just Windows. Now, DAS Trader Pro, you gotta have Windows, and plus that looks just so outdated. I just can't deal with that. MCVT on RVOL. Keep an eye on SMX. If it breaks 317, it could be good. MCVT. Let's take a look at that. MCVT. 5 minutes not looking good. 5 minute is not looking good. When you first take a look at something, you always want to look at 5 minute. 5 minutes is just not looking good. Why? Well, we had green, red, green, red, green. Then we had green up here. It's still green, but we have a huge topping tail right here with volume, and we're still below the session VWAP. Look at the whack jobs. Look at the whack job. Algo's kicking in. They just going nuts. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock whack job algos. Okie dokie. Yeah, that's why I just wouldn't trade SMX. I mean, not SMX, MCVT. SMX looks pretty good. Of course, you got the whack job algos kicking in. You really don't want to look at that candle. that really doesn't mean anything as far as for the trading plan. And if you think you're going to make money and win at 8 o'clock by throwing an order down here and probably selling it up here, don't even try it. It's just, that's a crapshoot. Let's be honest. It's a crapshoot. You're gambling at that point. That's not a trading plan. I mean, let's be honest. Not a trading plan. That's just gambling. So after this little wacko algos right here, they've kind of settled down. Takes them a minute to settle down. I'm gonna look at the volume, 7 million. So yeah, that's just for SMX. See, if we look at, let's look at Apple. Look at Apple. Yeah, see, they got the little whack jobs in there too. Let's look at Intel. I'm actually in some Intel. Yeah, my Intel is looking good. Bought a little bit of Intel. Bought a little bit of everything. I'm swing trading some stuff. My Intel cost average is 2049. That is not the correct one. There we go. That's the correct one. INTC, my cost average on Intel is 2049. Cost average is 2049. I bought it down in here. Right there at the green line. That's where I bought some. It's a swing trade. I scalp and I also swing trade, but I only swing trade quality companies on the S&P and the NASDAQ. And I mean, I don't even trade every company on those. There's only certain ones that I like that I trade. Intel is one of them. Google is one of them. AT&T, I played their earnings play on that. T-Mobile, TMUS, I missed out on that. That was a little crazy. I missed out. I hesitated. Actually, I just kind of looked at it and I was like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden it just popped and then I'm like, oh man. And then it started running. I'm like, don't get that FOMO, just walk away. So I just closed it down. So Loop is, Loop. Loop is not doing much. That 5 minute is telling me absolutely nothing. We've got CRVO. CRVO. That is the top three. Top three. We got some crazy wick right there on the 1 minute, so I don't know what was going on. The algos, I can understand algos at 8 o'clock, but this one I just don't understand. We got a huge wick on the 5 minute. That's not good. That's not an A plus setup. We have vape. Vape. That TZ scored that vape. Vape on the 5 minute. Not enough volume. There's not enough volume in here. Look at that, 13,000, not enough volume. 30,000, not enough. 34, not enough. Vape, there's not enough volume. The $60 stock too. I forgot to update the list. Yeah. But got to update my list, my low float list, and put it up on the server. But vape started out under $25, and now it ran all the way up here. So yeah, that's a little crazy. Vape, we probably will not be touching. But we have MCV2 by CRVO. We got SMX. That SMX got some volume. Volume to the downside. Don't even touch that. SMX is no good. I wouldn't be touching that anymore. We have vape that looks like it's moving up. It's got better score. It's got a 5. LIDR was a good runner Thursday and Friday. Vape. Take a look at vape. Vape is just kind of pulling back to non-EMA in session VWAP. Low volume. That's the problem with it. Low volume. The only good thing that we have with volume is SMX. We have CRVO. We have that as a top. We have ANGH. That's 17. Got SMX. That's looking good. Take a look at LIDR. LIDR. No. Here, let me drag over my other. As you can see here, I've got other stuff right up here. I've got another window that it's on a 5-minute because I'm looking for setups like this right here. Okay, looking for stuff like this right here. That's what I'm looking for. I have it over the other side of the screen. SMX is really the only thing with volume. LIDR's got 204,000. Volume is below the session VWAP. Is just kind of grinding. We got some good support right there, but we got resistance right up in here. So it is what it is. Got vape. Vape is low volume. That's the only problem in PT. We got low volume on that as well. MACD's rolling over. CRVO. We got low volume on that as well. ANGH. That's nothing. SMX. It just got a bunch of wicks. That's a little crazy. I'd stay away from that crap. It could be algos or it could just be shorts just piling in on it. We do not know. All I know is I'm staying away from it. I can understand 8 o'clock wicks. I usually just ignore that. But, I mean, you've got it from right here at 8:08. And we got all these wicks that are down here, starting at like right here. I don't know what that is. Is that shorts pushing it down? Is it algorithms kicking in? I don't know. But this area, you kind of want to just wait until it settles out. this is a nice little area to be trading with some pullbacks. Nothing really set up. That had like 5-bar pullback. You only run up that, and that had more than half of the pullback. This little micro pullback right here was pretty nice. Had a MACD that was curling back up. The 9 EMA was sloping upwards. This was really good. And then at 9 EMA, kind of bounced off. Maybe you got in at like, let's say 320, 332. Got yourself about 10 cents right there. It was a tight spread. That's a little crazy right here now, though. Seems like it's settling down. Really going to have to wait to trust it. Sad thing is, you don't want to be in here getting in at $3 and then it wicks down to like 2.25 and you're down 75 cents and you get scared and you get out of it, or you don't get out of it and it just dumps even lower to like 151. Yeah, it's best to just sit on your hands and wait for A+ setup. Intel. I'm looking, my target up there is around 23. I'll probably be, if we can break this daily candle, break the high of that would be nice. We get up to around this area, 22.5, 23, start selling a little bit. But I am definitely going to be holding it. Even if we go down a little bit further, I'll probably, if we break this, we sell off, I would possibly be adding more, just because this is a blue chip company. I'm throwing it in my portfolio. With those low float companies, I mean, pre-market movers, some of these are low floats. I mean, look at these floats on this. You don't want to be doing that kind of crap with these companies. I mean, do your due diligence and look at the books on them. They are crap. They are crap companies. Let's look at the events that's getting ready to happen. We look at the events. What's the news today? Well, it's the 28th. This is one thing I do like about IBKR is stuff like this. This is really good. When I leave them, go over to Lightspeed, which more than likely, I'm pretty sure I will. I don't think the call is going to go very well with them. They're just going to tell me, well, it is what it is. The rules are the rules. I'll be like, okay, I'm done. Bye. But option last trade dates. We got the Treasury. We got the 3-month bill auction, 6-month, 2-year note auction, 5-year note auction. Economic events. We got Hong Kong, India, United States, Dallas Fed Manufacturing Survey. Got some earnings coming out on the 31st for Comcast. Corporate earnings. Earnings release consensus. Amazon earnings release consensus. We have dividends coming up. Then on the 1st, we have Colgate Palmolive earnings. Seven Energy earnings. Weekly options for that. The earnings, I kind of look at this for economic calendar stuff. Let's take a look at MCVT. That is really, really dumping. I am. What that's doing. That is absolutely doing nothing. GH. ANGH is not doing anything. CRVO. CRVO. We had a run up here. We have a pullback. Pullback is pretty more than 50% of that. MACD's flatlining just like the non-EMA is flatlining. Even if you got in on this, let's say you got in a 2-bar break of 1363. I mean, you're looking at your first target around 14. And if we break 14, we could go 14 and a half. 15's up here. The spread's 14, 2 cents, 10 cents. Got 14 and a half. Got 15. Can we get 15? 1,000 on there. 300. Look at the level 2. Got 1448, 4350. So you want to keep looking at the ask over here. Are we piling in? And we got 36, 34, 38, 39, 40. We need 14 and a half again. Can we push it? 14 and a half? Come on. 1468. Yep. Get 15. We got 14 and a half. If we hold 14 and a half, we possibly get 15. Got 15. But not overstay your welcome with that. Outside regular. And that's why you do not overstay your welcome. You got 15, you got 16. That was the decent trade in. If you were looking to really pop and get yourself like $4 or $5, well, now look at you. That is why you do not overstay your welcome. A bullish engulfing candle in a 1 minute. It's a huge, huge wick on a 5 minute. And updating stuff here. Okay. I mean, if you got in here at 1370 and you didn't sell up here at 15, that's a little concerning because you had big profits, at least sell a quarter, 50%. You jumped up to 16. You broke that as soon, and then you got all the way up to 1668. I mean, within seconds, let's look at a 30-minute, 15-second chart. Look at this. So we had a run up, we had a micro pullback, we had a break of that right there, break of that high. Within 15 seconds, we just slammed. At 30 seconds, we just started slamming. I mean, that is, let's go 15-minute, 10-second chart. I mean, we had to run up, we had to pull back, we had get in right there, bam. This is why when you do this, let's say you got in on that 1 minute. We were looking at the 1 minute. Let's say you got in. Let's say you're in that play. You really want to jump down to like a 10-second chart. Because if you're getting this pop and all of a sudden you sell up here at 16 and it starts running, when it comes back down here and it breaks this, we put in a doji and this starts breaking this right here. You've got the huge volume right there, but we got the volume right here. That's more than this right here. Really want to take a look at the volume, but this right here, the break of that doji candle, you have a shooting star right here. I mean, huge wick. I mean, that's telling me no. And if you're up in this area and you're still holding, what you really want to look at is the 5 minute. Look at this. What is that telling you? That means there's some crazy wicks that all up and down here. That's why. And look at that wick, 8:15. Yeah, we wicked up and then we're coming back down. The 5 minute wicks should be telling you you want to take your profits, hit and run. Let's go. Hit and run. Take your profits. Don't overstay your welcome. Because if you did, you were up 16 and now you're down $2, 2.5. So that is why you do not overstay your welcome. You get your money and you get out. These are not companies you want to screw with. As far as trying to hold it, you do not screw with these companies and try to hold it. You get your money and you get out. That right there, that big red candle at 1 minute, that is all that happened when we were looking at that 15 and 10-second chart. The one thing that I don't like about Lightspeed, so far everything's great for Lightspeed. The commissions are pretty good. The execution is extremely fast, extremely fast. I think Ross Cameron looked at it and they're like the fastest ones for execution. They're really good. He's used them. Well, I think he's still using them. I'm not sure. Fantastic broker. The platform, I've been playing around with the platform. It's nice. The level 2 is really good. I like that. The hotkey stuff is a little wonky, but hey, you just set them up once and you're done. The charting system I'm still playing around with. The main thing is, and I know I can use TradingView. I know I can use TradingView for chartings and stuff like that and everything, but I like to be able to be in the chart and be able to type what I'm getting ready to look at. So, like right now, let's say I want to look at CRVO. Well, we're already looking at CRVO. Let's say I want to look at MCVT. I can look at MCVT. And level 2 is already updated. I can do my hotkeys when I'm right on the chart. I don't have to like click back and forth. So that's what I don't like using my mouse. I want to be able to use hotkeys and my keyboard to do just about everything. And yeah, I just want to just do everything on my keyboard, LIDR. And see right here, when I'm clicked in here, it doesn't work. I have to use a thumbnail chart because that's the only one that really LIDR. Yeah, there's nothing there. CRVO. Yeah, see, you know, Interactive Brokers is nice for their micro charts to go down to the seconds. Yeah. But I mean, I can trade without it, I guess. It is what it is. The 144 rule could lose me thousands. That's the only bad thing. I mean, let's look at MCVT. MCVT. Let's say you got in here. Okay, let's say you got in here at 11. Let's say you got a pop and you try to sell and you can't sell and you're like, "What? I can't sell." And then all of a sudden you're like, you got hit with the SEC rule 144 that IBKR thinks that everybody's an affiliate and you got to prove them wrong. And then all of a sudden you call them up and you're like, "Get me out of this trade." "Well, I'm sorry, but you got to fill out paperwork that says that you're not an affiliate." And let's say it takes 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours to do that stupid paperwork. In the meantime, you've already down. You got in right here at 10.5. You're already down at 7.5. You're losing. Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't know why IBKR does this. Interactive Brokers, great broker. I really do like them. But for scalpers for mid cap and large cap, they're perfect. Okay, they're fine. No problem. But for micro cap scalpers, for some reason, I just think that Interactive Brokers hates micro scalpers. I really do. Micro cap scalpers. Why would you have that rule? And it's not, and it's not like they're going to get in trouble. Every other broker, Cobra Trading doesn't do it. I mean, Lightspeed doesn't do it. Trade Zero doesn't do it. So, I mean, and then all of a sudden, IBKR, I don't know. It's just crazy. I mean, obviously, they don't care about losing a business. Let's be honest. They make so much money, they don't care. But are they going to change this rule when the SEC lowers it from 25,000 PDT rule down to 2,000 and you have thousands and thousands of new people coming into the market? If this PDT rule goes from 25,000 down to $2,000, like they're saying, this is going to change the landscape of day trading. I honestly believe that because the liquidity that's going to come into these micro caps is going to be enormous. I think it's going to be awesome. But yeah, let's say you bought up in here at like 11. Let's say you got $12, 11.5. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're down here. No, no. It's just scary. I believe the wife and kid is up. I can hear the kid in the bedroom. My office door is open. All right, let's take a look at some of this stuff. And the is looking pretty decent. Yeah. NVNI just popped up with some volume. The wicks on this 5 minute are a little concerning. Even the last 5 minute. Uh, this this right here, this run is fine. Even up here to 825 because we popped up. But the problem is you're below the session VWAP. I just don't like trading below the session VWAP. But the volume is there. The volume's there. There's just no good setup. No good setup. That 1 minute candle is that's an indecision. You got a wick top, wick bottom. It's just kind of like an indecision candle. That is not something you want to touch. Oh, and for the scanner, I fixed the biggest gainers that wasn't updating. I did fix that. Biggest gainers right here. I believe his biggest gainers. This is not going to update because this is from Friday. It's going to update once the market opens. But the biggest gainers was not updating in real time for the price. Now it is. Put this over here. SMX. Don't very much. All right. Let's see what we got here. 5 minutes to 9. What we got going on? V-Wave is moving up. Vape, I don't know about that. CRVO, we got news on that. V-Wave, we got news. Vision Wave secures strategic $500 million equity line to accelerate AI-driven defense platform. That was actually pretty good. You could have gotten in. Let's jump over to a 30-minute. Let's jump to a 30-second. I mean, this right here, we had a pull up. We had a little micro pullback there. The 5 minute for the past since 8:45 has been looking pretty decent. So you could have gotten in on the break of this bar right here, 851, come up to the high to 868, 10 cents. 10 cents, I usually like selling about 25% and then see what we can do. And then if it looks like we're selling back off, then I'll start scaling out at about 50 and then move to a break even. Yeah. And of course, we had another little pullback here. That was still about half of that, but it was lower than this pullback, so that's a little concerning, but it's still, you could do a 2-bar break. It's then this candle here closed above the VWAP. This pullback, if you look at that, the volume dried up. If you look at that, the volume dried up. The 5 minute, I'd be that's looking kind of bearish, so I'd be staying out of that. Plus, it's below the EMA. But this one you could have gotten in on the 30-second chart and then got, let's say, on a 450 break right here, and it ran up to 485. Probably got yourself about 30 cents on that trade right there. You can get in here at 452, put your break down there at 430. You get yourself about 20 cent stop. Get yourself, I don't know, 458, 46, about maybe 30, 40 cents in there. I believe this right here is okay. You got some topping tails on those bullish candles on the run up here. Then you had a bull flag setting up, but these had little topping tails for pushing it down. Okay, and then you had the break of that candle right there on that. So you know, I mean, the trading plan. Maybe this ain't an A+ setup. Maybe it's an A or B setup. Still, the risk reward was pretty decent because you're not risking very much. Only risking 449 to 430, maybe risking about 15 cents. On this one, you're risking about 20 cents. On this pullback here, get on the break of that, you're above the session VWAP. The bad thing about this is that the MACD was kind of flatlining, so that's just Got to make your own little decisions. Jump down to a 30-minute, 15-second chart. That's what they look like. Had to run up here, a little micro pullback. Get in at 452. Get out at the high 462, 10 cents. Put the stop down there. That's a little bit too much of a pullback. That's too much of a pullback. So this is why I like the micro charts under $1. Lightspeed doesn't have it, which I'm very surprised they don't. I mean, at least a 10, 15, 30 seconds, but they just don't have it. Or 1 minute, go to a 2-hour, 1 minute. Yeah. Intel is still looking good. Vape is 3 hour 1 minute is kind of hour 1 minute. Yeah, not too good. I mean, 845, 850. I had a run up here. I had a micro pullback. Break of that at 50.10. Yeah, I mean, but look at the spread on that thing, 90 cents. I mean, really want to stay away from that. Dollar spread, $75, $1.02, 80. Yeah, it spreads way, way, way too much. MPVT. CVT is setting up. I will probably be cutting this stream here when the market opens. Yeah, vape. Vape is not good. RVO. No volume on that. V-Wave is the only one with decent volume. MCVT has 70,000 volume. That's okay. Not decent. V-Wave has the best volume. Get in and out. But if you look at the 5 minute on, look at the 5 minute on V-Wave, it's kind of rolling. It's rolling over. So it's rolling over. It's not good. I'm going to be doing this trading plan that I put together. I'm going to be putting this on this site. So when you log on to the site, go to your profile section where you download the scanner. I'm going to put this micro pullback, this trading plan. I'm going to put this on the site. Also, I'm going to have it so where you can download it. And also, I'm going to be looking to putting up a video on YouTube and then also embed that video right in your profile section under the trading plan and actually explaining and going through some actual trades. And also I'm going to try and capture some live trading using this as well so people can really understand how to use this. Micro pullback, I'm going to be putting this up on the site. Also, there's another plan, trading plan that I'm going to put together. I just call it the 1 to 5 MOMO, momentum. Let's take a look. MCVT's got 40,000 volume. I'm redoing the TZS score. I'm going to have a setting up here so you can actually choose if you want this column. I'm redoing that. The trading plan that I just showed. The trading plan that I just showed this trading plan right here that I just showed, putting this on the site, I'm going to have it's going to be on the site with live video sessions that I doing with trades, actually doing this plan, so people can learn how to do it a little bit better. Let's see, SMX, MCVT. There's really no volume. V-Wave has the best volume at 247,000. The news right here, Vision Wave secures strategic $50 million equity line to accelerate AI-driven defense platform. So that was the news that came out at 8:30. The problem is that it is pulling back on this 5-minute, and that is not what the trading plan is looking for. The trading plan is looking for like this move right here from like 8:45 to 8:50. You're looking like at 8:45, which is right here. You're looking for a run up here and then a pullback right here. You got like a small micro pullback bull flag setting up. It didn't trade half of the run. Half of the run up. You can get in on the break of that of this candle here. I mean, it's got a spread of 1 cent, nice tight spreaded. Let's say you get in at 456 and then you get out right here is 481 on the close of that. You always want to sell like 25-50% into the spikes. When this thing starts spiking up, you want to start selling like quarter, half, whatever you want. Your stop is down here. So you get in here, your stop is down here. So that's 30 cents. That's about 20 cents. You're looking for a 20-cent move for, 56. Looking for at least 76. You got 86. So you got like yourself 20, 30 cents. You can sell 25%. Once this candle forms and you're not breaking this right here, plus the volume. If you look at the volume tells you a lot. The volume's starting to dry up. Maybe you want to sell another 25%. But as soon as you sell into this pop and you're selling 25%, you want to move to a break even. Don't let a winner turn into a loser. And then once this candle forms right here, you really want to just go ahead and just get out. As you can see here, it just sold off. But that's what you're looking to do. I know a lot of these gurus are telling you, oh, you want a 3-to-1, you want a 2-to-1. Okay, that's fine. And will you get it? Yeah, you will from time to time. But when you're scalping this stuff, you're looking for momentum. That's why we were riding the momentum of this right here. You want to ride the momentum. Once it broke that high right there, 470, which was right here at 470, that was really good. We had a run up here. We had a little pullback. Get in on the break of that candle. I mean, this isn't an ideal pullback. It's probably maybe instead of an A+ setup, it's like maybe an A or B setup. Risk reward, about 20 cents, and then you got yourself about 20, 30 cents. That's a 1-to-1. Can you make a living off a 1-to-1? Absolutely. If your win rate is 60, 65, 70%, absolutely you can. All these gurus that say, I get a 3-to-1 and they show you these videos, they're probably not showing live sessions. And also, to be quite honest, they're probably not even trading themselves. Will you get a 3-to-1? Absolutely. Not every time. And I've been a software engineer. I've developed a scanner. I've been a software engineer for over 15 years. I've been trading for over 10 years. I've blown up a couple accounts. So, kind of know what I'm doing. And the main thing you want to do is capital preservation. You really want to be able to survive to trade another day. So that's the news for V-Wave. CRVO, we had news on that at 7 o'clock. We had SMX. SMX was decent. The volume has dried up. Plus, if we look at SMX, if we look at that, we had a nice run this morning. We had a nice run up, and then at 8 o'clock, the whack chop algos kicked in as usual, and then we got these huge wicks. But then after that, around 8:05, 8:10 on this 5-minute chart, we had some big wicks coming down. I don't know. I don't think that was algos. That could have been short sellers really pushing it down. I'm not sure. But we had a nice run this morning on SMX. The news came out, SMX at 6 o'clock. So that was back here. But then traders and institution traders get to their desk around 7 o'clock. If you look at the history, you'll start noticing that at 7 o'clock, traders start coming to their desk, and that's when volume really picks up. That's why these press releases get released like at 6, 6:30, 7, 7:30, 8, 8:39, because they know traders are at their desk. After 7 o'clock, that's when the really good press releases start coming out. These are pump and dumps. You want to get your money, hit and run. Get your money and get out. Don't be holding this stuff. I bet you half these companies, and well, maybe not half, but a lot of them within 2 to 3 years will just be bankrupt. They'll be delisted from the NASDAQ. They'll fall below $1. Then they get delisted. Then they'll do a reverse split. Then they'll get listed again. It's just a bunch of pump and dump crap. But if we can capitalize on it, make ourselves 10, 15, 20, 25 cents, get a winner, get 50, $1 here and there, that's perfect. So back here, let's look back here. Back here is where that run was. Starting at 7 o'clock, and it basically ended at 7:35. So right here. Right here, this, when I looked at it, this was hard to play because we had a run up here, but in the trading plan, we broke that low of this candle right here. So that kind of invalidated the trade. Did you break this and make money? Yeah. But then we had another run up right here, but that's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something like this right here is what I'm looking for. Something really nice. This, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bar pullback. I like to see a 1 to 3 bar pullback. In the trading plan, you'll notice I say 1 to 3 pullback. That's ideally what I'm looking for. And then a break of this inside bar with this doji, a break of that, and then a run up. But what we did was have a 3 bar pullback, 5 bar pullback right here. What does that look like? That is a bull flag right there. If you look at the volume, was going down. Okay, that's what you want to see. You don't want to see volume kicking in when we're having these pullbacks. If you see volume kicking in above the previous candles, you really don't want it. Like, look at that volume there. Look at this. That's what you want to see. If you start seeing that volume higher, no. Then you get on the break of this candle right here. On the break of this right here. Let's say you get in at 288. We got 298. You got yourself 10 cents. What you can do is you can sell 25%. Wait for the break of this right here. You can do a starter position right here. Just a starter. There's no need to go in full size. But your first trade of the day, just do a starter position, get yourself green, and then you got something to work with. If you go full size and then you hit your stop, you're already down for the morning, and you're thinking, oh man, I got to make that money back. And then you just psychologically just start screwing yourself. So you do a starter position. Maybe get yourself 10 cents, sell 25, sell 50% of it. If it comes back to the break even, sell it. Protect the capital, take your small little win, and then look what we did. Now you could hold it because your stop is down here. could have taken 25% off here. We had another little pullback here. And then, as you can see here, the volume was kind of drying up. So the pullback bounced off the 9 EMA. We're above the session VWAP. You can get in on the break of this high. Let's say you're still holding 75-50% of it. You can still go in, and your cost average will be around in here. And then you can try to get yourself a decent winner. You definitely want to paper trade this because, and you absolutely, I think it's a must. You absolutely have to be trading with hotkeys. You should not be touching your mouse trying to buy and sell and putting in limit orders and this and that. I'm going to be putting together a video of showing, I'm using IBKR. I'm looking at Lightspeed, because Lightspeed, I didn't know the platform ran on a Mac. So the only thing I don't like about IBKR is the SEC Rule 144. You're going to have to look that up. That's the only thing I don't like about it. That's one of the reasons I'm thinking about leaving Interactive Brokers and going with Lightspeed. Lightspeed has a great platform. Their execution is absolutely phenomenal. Their execution time is phenomenal. I'm just playing around on the demo with Lightspeed. But this morning, just a small couple trades. Really haven't had anything substantial. Friday was pretty decent. Friday I had a loser, a winner, and a winner. I think it was PHIO that made me go up. If I didn't take that loser, that would have been pretty decent. I have LIDR 5 minute. You were watching LIDR. This really isn't setting up anything for the trading plan, but we did break 537, which is this area right here, 537. We reclaimed the VWAP. We had a doji candle, indecision candle. And if you look right here, had a break of that. There's another trading plan that I'm going to be putting together and have that up on the site as well. The main thing is you're looking for higher highs, which you have that right here on the 5 minute. I mean, not high. You have higher lows and higher highs. That's what you're looking for. LIDR showed up on the RVOL scanner. So LIDR. Yeah, the volume kicked in right here. You were looking at LIDR, the volume kicked in. LIDR does have news right here at 8 o'clock. AI launches Optus, a complete physical AI solution powered by NVIDIA's Jetson Orin that delivers the future of smart transportation safety and security. So, and of course, you had a move right here with the slight pullback, and you had a break right there. 532 at 530, 536. That's really not much. That possibly wouldn't, that would just have been maybe a break even or a loss. But the other trading plan that I'm looking for is, let me try and find a decent candle for this. This right here, the other trading plan is this right here. We have the 5 minute right here. So you have nice bullish candles right here. You're making higher highs, higher lows. And you're looking for these slight pullbacks right here. So this high right here, and then that low right there. What you're looking for is a little pullback. If it's half, if that pullback, that wick is half of this candle, you do not want to get in. Just want to walk away from the trade. But if it's like it is here, and you get the break of this, what you want to do is enter about 1 to 2 cents higher. Got volume right here. Got the volume kicking in right here. So with the volume was really nice, but your stop would be right here. So you would enter at 527 and your stop would be at 525. That's a really tight stop. And then you get in and you try to get a move right here. So you got 527 and you run up to 537 and you got yourself 10 cents. That was around 840. So if we look at 840 here, this is what you're looking at. At 527, you're looking at the break of this candle right here. Got that pop, and that's how you can 527 ran up to 534. You got yourself you can take a little bit of profits there. We had a little slight pullback. Let's say you sold half here. We had a slight pullback. You can jump in right here, try to get a little bit more. It's not much. You take a little bit of profits, but you're looking for a nice winner and try to sell half and then maybe hold half and try to get a runner. But what it does is it gives you a nice tight stop. I'm going to be putting that trading plan together as well and put that on the site. And you definitely want to be trading the ones with volume, like LIDR has 64,000 volume now, but 17 million float, but it's under 20. I mean, LIDR traded right here is traded at 26 million shares. So it's definitely just one tripped the float. And then also, LIDR, we traded out on Friday. That was a good runner. Also on Thursday it was. And the news that is coming out today, what you can do is go to financialjuice.com. You can come here to Financial Juice. And breaking Trump on Russia, I'm going to make a new deadline for about 10 or 12 days from today. Okay. But what you can do is you can come here to Financial Juice and you can look at what's coming up. You have OPEC, JMMC meeting. You have U.S.-China trade talks. That's just tentative. We don't know what's going on with that. Trump and UK Parliament Stormer meet at tentative at 7:50, 8 o'clock. Relentless bull market, pre-market prep. So what this is telling me is we don't have any earnings. We don't have any substantial news that's really coming out. You got to be careful with the Trump and China talks. I mean, who knows? Let's see, what do we have here? ANGH. I mean, you don't know what could happen. So, but Financial Juice is really good to just go ahead and get your news right there. Now, tomorrow, we have PayPal earnings tomorrow, Procter & Gamble earnings call. We have UPS earnings call, United Health earnings call, Merck earnings call. Those are earning calls. Consumer confidence at 10 o'clock, USCB, Boeing earnings call, U.S. Treasury refund estimates. Then after hours, we have Starbucks earnings call and then Visa earnings call. So financial juice is definitely something you want to have bookmarked. And I'm going to be putting together a video on the channel as well, showing how I have my platform set up. I'm going to probably wait until if I make a decision to switch over to Lightspeed, which more than likely I will. Interactive Brokers is a good broker. I just do not like that SEC Rule 144. All brokers have to abide by it, but it's how they implement it, how IBKR implements it. It's basically if you're an affiliate of a company, you can't sell more than, I don't know, $25,000 or 5,000 shares, something like that. But IBKR, what they do is they just automatically think you're an affiliate, and you have to prove that you're not. So you could be in a trade, and then you can't sell because it says Section 144 of SEC says that you can't sell shares if you're an affiliate of a company. And it's just crazy. I didn't know about the rule, and then I just found out about it. I mean, I knew about the rule, but I didn't know how Interactive Brokers implemented it, which is just crazy. But other brokers like Cobra, Zero Trades, or something like that, and Lightspeed, they don't just automatically think you're an affiliate, so where they let you get into a trade, but you can't sell it. And that's just crazy. Then you call compliance on Interactive Brokers, you could be in a losing trade. I'm going to make a call with them after I stream. I'm going to make a call with them and see if they just can't flag my account of not having that rule. Like, I'm not an affiliate. Tell me what paperwork I need to fill out. I'm not affiliate of any company. And then everything's good. If they give me the runaround, then I'll be switching to Lightspeed. And the main reason I will be switching is because of that rule IBKR puts in. And Daz Trader Pro, I know a lot of traders use it. It's just, I downloaded it, worked on it a little bit. I would have to use Windows, which I would use Parallels on Mac. It just looks old and outdated. The company makes so much money. You think that they would put an up-to-date platform together, but it's solid. It works. But I do like Lightspeed. I didn't know that they worked on a Mac, but they do. It says Trader Workstation for IBKR. LIDR is really not doing anything. We had a pop here. Had a pop here. Had a pullback right here. The volume kind of dried up. MACD is positive. So that pop 540, stop of around 537. Maybe you can go to 535, but there was nothing. It was not even enough to even take profits. And then you probably you don't have to, if you get into a trade, you don't have to wait for it to hit your stop. If you see this right here, this candle right here, if you see this candle right here, we're not able to keep moving, and you see that volume pick up, you're in the trade, you've entered down here, you can take a very small loss or a break even. You can get out of the trade. You can always get out. There's no reason for you to just take a full stop. If the market's telling you different, like, hey, your thesis on this is incorrect, and I'm going to prove it to you, and I'm going to slam down. You don't need, and then you had another opportunity to get out at a break even right here. Even that second one, even the third one's telling you, and look at the volume. That volume is definitely telling you, hey, this is indecision. Could we break and go higher? But it's about capital preservation. And then now look at it. You don't need to take a full stop. There's been multiple times when I've gotten into a trade and it stalled out and it came back down, you go to a break even, then all of a sudden it reverses, just like it is here. It reverses and then goes back up. You can always get back in. Now, I wouldn't get back in here because it's not telling me anything. I don't know what's going on with LIDR. The news is at 8 o'clock. I don't see any more news. Latest news, top press release that I'm filtering for the headline is at 9:20. I mean, it could just be institutions just kicking in. 9:30, market open, it just kicked in. And LIDR, it's on people's radar because we had a nice run Thursday and Friday. CRV is below the session VWAP. SMX that was earlier that had news, had a catalyst. That's trading below the VWAP. V-Wave that had news, had a catalyst, is trading below the VWAP. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of top press releases here. Keep the RVOLs. I'm going to go with top traded. Top traded. Okay, it looks like top traded has updated. Biggest gainers might not update. It looks like it did update, maybe. Maybe I'll just put the RVOLs down here. As usual, the RVOLs are going to go crazy because you have market open. RVOL is going to go crazy. I usually don't look at this because it's like 9:32. RVOL is going to go crazy. You need to wait for it to settle down. I usually sit on my hands until like 9:35. You start looking at stuff. So you have this right here. Let me down here. A big CLLS. Look at CLLS. There's nothing there. There's no volume. I mean, look at the one. I mean, the float's 76 million. Look at the volume, 12,000. There's nothing there. You got top traded LIDR, which we were just looking at. We have a pullback coming that might be setting up for a trade. CVT. That's below the session VWAP. I'd be careful with that. SMX. Below the session VWAP. Be careful with that. LIDR is really the only one that's looking promising. As we did, we had a pop right here on the break. If you were looking at LIDR, had 584. Stop would be right here at 560. That's about a 24-cent stop. We could pull back down to the non-EMA right here. On 34, usually sit on my hands. We got top traded that updated. LIDR, SMX, and V-Wave. what you can do, take a look at LIDR. Then the next one, SMX. After SMX, we have V-Wave. Then MJID, that's 27,000 volume. Wouldn't touch that. MCVT, how's CLC looking? MT. Yeah. So what I'm doing is, if you look right here, off the screen, I've got 4 charts. You don't really see the fourth one, but I've got 4 charts on a 5-minute, and that 5-minute, I'm looking for strength. I'm looking for higher highs, higher lows, mainly higher lows on a 5-minute. V-Wave is not setting up. MCVT is not setting up. Neither is SMX. LIDR is looking good. So you kind of want to have that off to the side so you can kind of visually see it. You can visually see it. And then when things are setting up, making higher lows on a 5-minute, switch over to a 1-minute chart and try to get yourself a trade because you know strength is coming in. Like LIDR. LIDR is looking good. Now, right here at 585, if you got that pop, that 24-cent stop, right now you're looking at 584. Look, right now you're looking at 620 is the high right there. That 620 is the high. Definitely got yourself about 30 cents on that pretty easily. We broke the $6 mark. What you want to do is, if you can jump down 30-minute, 15-second chart. You can jump down to a 15-second chart, and you can probably start taking profits up in here, maybe sell 25%. You don't want to sell it all, sell about 25%, book a little bit of profit, sell into strength. And if we keep popping, you're still holding 75% of your position. If we start trading below this non-EMA, you probably got support right here, but your entry could be right down in here. And see this right here, that right there. That's why you want to sell into strength right here, because this pullback, this right here, about 900,000 volume. Right now you're down to pretty close to pretty close to your break even. That's why when you get these pops, you want to sell 25-50% into those pops. You can sell 25%. Once it starts doing a little indecision, sell more. Let's say you're holding like 50% of your position here, and you get a run up and you get another micro pullback. You can get back in. You got in down here. Your cost average would be a little bit more, but you want to add to winners and cut your losses quickly. Cut losses quickly and add to winners. Sometimes you can get into a position where you're adding to a winner, where it's not even coming close to your cost average. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I got to look at, I've got I'm swing trading some Intel. I bought that on a dump. I like buying the blue chips, S&P 500, NASDAQ, when there's bad earnings, bad news, and they dump. I like kind of going in on them. Like my uncle told me, my uncle started teaching me a little bit about trading. My uncle told me when there's blood in the streets and everybody's running, that's when you want to be buying. If the CEO gets caught with a hooker in the hotel and it hits the news, you might want to start looking at trading it for a swing. see right here, this right here, you got in, let's say, well, let's say down here, you got in on 15 second, but we were looking at 1 minute. We got in, we got a pop, sell 25, 50%. We pulled back down here to the entry, could have gotten out, or you could have waited and ride it up a little bit more. You have to go with what you're comfortable with. If you can get a 30-second chart, that looks good. Now, if you look at it on a 1 minute, that's what it looks like on a 1 minute. We had a pullback, we had a run up, we had a micro pullback, had a pop right there. We had an inside bar right here. This is what I like. We had a run up, we had a pullback. That right there is what I'm looking for. This right here. We had a pullback. It did not break the low of that candle. You get in on the break of that. Did yourself a little bit right there. We had another pullback. Didn't break the high, didn't break the low. You can add to the position there. Got yourself a pop. You want to paper trade this, and you'll get used to doing that. Screen time is very, very good. The more you see this, the better you'll be at it. If this pop right here, you want to jump down. Definitely, absolutely want to be selling into that pop. You don't want to be trying to look for a $10 move and try to get yourself a down payment for a Lamborghini. That's, these gurus on YouTube, they just, I don't know what they're doing. They're renting Lamborghinis and renting these fancy houses and selling people courses. I'm not going to sell you no course. I'm just going to teach you how well, the scanner's in beta, and when it comes out of beta, it's going to be $25 a month for people that are actually using it. But my trading plans, and I'm going to teach it for free. I don't care. I don't need to make any money from courses. So if you're in here, if you got in on the break there, you want to sell into the pop here. You're holding some. It came back down to your break even. You could have gotten out, but then you got yourself some profit. Don't worry about this pop missing out. Who cares? You're definitely not going to be buying here and then selling up here. That's not going to happen. You're not looking for a $1, $2 move. You're looking for quick profits with volume so you can get in, get out. Now, 10-cent trade might not sound like a lot, but if you go in with 1,000 shares, that's $100. 5,000 shares, that's $500. Can you do 5,000 shares? 5,000 shares on this is about $30,000. I mean, you got the volume of 3 million. Do you think you can get in and out with 5,000 shares? Yeah. That's why you're looking for volume. SMX is on the R-Vol. You don't want to be buying 5,000 shares when the thing is trading at like 50,000. It may sound good, but trust me, you ain't the only one buying and selling this. Okay, so at 9:35, yes, we're making higher lows. We had a nice pop right here. But the problem with this, even though it still worked out, the trading plan says when you have this pop, nice 3-bar bullish candle, great. I don't know if we popped up here or we did this. in there, but what we did was we broke the low of this bullish, of the last bullish candle. We broke the low on this bar and that bar. That's telling me I do not want to get in, even in on the break of this bar. Why? Because we broke it down in here. That last bullish candle, that low, we broke that. This was at what, 940? So if we go to, let's say, a 15-second chart and we take a look at this, like 940, yeah. So if you're looking at this at like a 15-second chart, get in here is you got like a run up. You had a bull flag right here. Get in on the break of that. Then you can sell up in here when you get this pop. You can sell up in there. It's 295, 305, got yourself 10 cents. But if we're playing off a 1 hour, 1 minute, that wick down is concerning right there. At 283, that's a little concerning. That's why when it breaks that, just don't get into the trade. Now this right here, we have a run up. Yeah. It didn't break that low right there. It didn't break that low right there. If you look at the 5 minute here, previous 5 minutes, indecision candle. That's a doji, little indecision candle. So if you get in on this break here at 304, you're looking to break 310 because the high is 310. Then your stop is down here at like 295. It's about 10-cent stop. So when you get your 10 cents, you can sell 25, 50%, move to a break even. Or you can get out. Now, this right here, this candle, this indecision candle, that would tell you not to even get in this trade. You're looking for candles like this. Green, green, green. You have some indecisions up here. That's telling me no. We had a nice pop, bullish engulfing candle. And it started running from like 3 to 309. But the problem with that is this candle right here. That candle right there with that volume is greater than all of this. That volume, that selling volume was pretty heavy. Had a topping wick, bottoming wick, bullish engulfing right here. No. The candles are telling a story, and you have to read that story and make your decision. And all of this will come with screen time looking at this. Now, the scanner, as you can see here, top trade-in biggest gainers. Biggest gainers I fixed over the weekend. It's actually updated in real time now for the price. It's actually updating. Now, the volume 1 minute is updating like every 1 minute. The volume's updating. Now, the float we get from the SEC filings, they're not 100% accurate, but they're pretty close. But the price is updating. What I need to do is write the code to update the change percentage real time. So, or maybe not in real time, but maybe pricing is being updated, but then I can take the change percentage and maybe update that maybe every 5-10 seconds, something like that. Okay, so we had a pullback here. We are bouncing off the session VWAP. Some people will play these. We have an inside bar right here. Uh, some people play this right here, try to get up in here. When it bounces off the VWAP, you can do that. What I'm seeing is that the MACD is curling over, and also if you look at the non-EMA, non-exponential moving average, you're trading below that. A lot of day traders and scalpers, they are using the VWAP, majority of them, and also the institutions use VWAP. They use it on a bigger time frame. But the non-EMA, we had to pull back to the non-EMA and we rode that up. And now we closed below it right here at this candle. And we're just kind of, we could break down, we could break up. We got a 5-minute candle that made a lower low. So that's telling you to don't even think about this. Don't even trade this until we're making higher highs. Like this right here. But you either took a small loss or a break even on this area right here at 940 for SMX. We have LIDR on a 5-minute that is still bullish. We have V-wave that's moved. SMX could be done for. SMX, the volume is, don't look, that volume is wrong right there. I don't know where I'm getting the data from. Sometimes I don't know why they put the daily volume in there. I don't even know where they're getting that volume. I've looked at the code. It's not in my code that's doing that. It's how I'm reading the JSON format that's coming back from the provider. So I'm looking at other providers when this actually gets out of beta and goes real time. I'm going to be looking to, when I'm making money from the scanner, updating this to be different provider. Okay. Intel is popping. Got Devon Energy that popped. Got Devon Energy that popped. I'll deal with that later. Yep, we broke down. LIDR just got halted. LIDR just got halted to the downside. LIDR halted to the downside. We have AIM. AIM is halted. There's nothing there, to be quite honest. LIDR. The people got this little area right here. I hope you broke even or took profits, but if you, this is why you want to sell into pops, because you have candles like this. But 2.5 million shares just being dumped. So, yeah. This is why you want to sell into these pops like this. Sell into these pops like this. Get these little pullbacks here. Really can't sell into those. 217.20. I got 10 cents. And TS got volume 243,000, R vol of 10. On TS. There's nothing there. BLC. Nothing there. MPU. Wave is below the session VWAP. Really not much there. IBG. IBG, there's nothing there on IBG. Okay, LIDR. It's getting ready to open up, hopefully. The DLC, biggest movers, top traded. Top traded, you got LIDR is top traded. You got SMX that's top traded. CVT. And you've got V-Wave is V-Wave. V-Wave is making higher lows, higher highs on the 5 minute. You had a run up here. You had a pullback right here. That's pretty substantial pullback, but the MACD's open inside bar. Get a break of that. And you got yourself 15 cents on that so far. LIDR is still halted. V-Wave is looking good on the 5 minute. We can close above this session VWAP. That could be good. Problem is we got volume on a 1 minute selling. If you did play this and you got this pullback right here, 387, and you took profits at $4, take sell about 25%, 50% there, move to a break even. And it did come down to the break even. We got V-Wave that's really the only good one for the biggest movers. Or, I mean, I'm sorry, the top traded. Let's see what SPY's doing. V-Wave is doing this thing. See what the SPY is doing. Trading below the session VWAP. Who knows what's going on? The volume's really not there. I got the TQQQs. Wonder what the NAS is doing. NAS is actually looking pretty good. That's why Intel's up for me. The NAS is looking good. INTC. INTC, we got a pullback on that. If you look at the daily, it look like we are forming an inside bar on INTC. If we form an inside bar and we break the high of the inside bar, we could be going up here to testing the easily test 22, maybe 23 up in this area. That would be nice. LIDR still halted. What's up with that? V-Wave, 5 minute is looking good. LIDR this came out of the hold, but LIDR, whenever things get halted, look at them. They usually smoke it right back down. They just smoke right back down. If you get a halt up sometime, more than likely it goes up. You get a halt down, more than likely it goes back down. Just the way it is. We have V-Wave that ran. We've got V-Wave running. This is what you're looking for, is this right here, and then we get a break of that 5 minute right there. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for the break of the high of that, which was 416. So where's 416? Right here. Get a break of that 5 minute high, and we had an inside bar right there. You possibly, once we broke that, you could probably do a starter and add to the break of that. Get yourself a nice like 50-cent move maybe. Yeah. So I'm looking at this right here. I'm looking at this right here. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this right here. So I'm looking at this, and I put like LIDR at the top traded. We have LIDR, we have SMX, we have MCVT I put on there, and then V-Wave kind of moved up. But V-Wave has got news at 8:30, so we know there was a catalyst for that. We got catalyst for MCT. All 4 of them got catalysts on. So top traded. You put these on your list right here, and LIDR, you got little trades right there, not very much. But the SMX, when it opened up at 9:30, really didn't get anything. Really didn't get anything for MCVT. But we got a little bit for LIDR, and then you got quite a bit for V-Wave. So 1 out of 4 is running really good, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that nice winner. That's what you're looking for. And you got it. Ooh, Devon Energy is running. Devon Energy, DVN. I'm taking this. What is that? That's Devon Energy is looking decent. Devon Energy might want to. I might take a little profit on that. there pretty soon. Might look to see if we can hit 35. We broke the 34. We can keep above 34. That's a whole dollar mark. That's pretty good. I might be looking to get to 35 on that. That would be pretty nice. And then INTC, I'm in that as well. INTC, I'm in. 7. Got a little Halliburton. No, I don't know what you're doing there. Get off the options. Got a little Halliburton. Uh, got Halliburton. Halliburton's looking pretty decent. Uh, these are just long swing trades. Got Intel. These are just long swing trades. But yeah. V-Wave. V-Wave. V-Wave, we had a pop. Now here's the thing. We had a pop right here. We ran from 4.25 all the way up to 5, got 75 cents. If you are not taking profits, I don't know what you're waiting for. If it was me, I'd be taking that crap. At least sell 25%. Because it looks like if you jump down to a 30-minute, 15-second, this is what it looks like. Like we're selling off, and we broke that consolidation. Got a little bit of volume. MACD's rolling over. We want to be selling into these pops right here. You get this pop right here, boom, selling some of your position right there. We get a little consolidation. We got a pop, sell about, I see you sell 25% up in here. You sell another 25% up in here. You're holding 50. We had a pullback. Not to your entry, but we had a pullback, a little consolidation. We had a pop, didn't break that high right there. So you can probably sell another 25%. Then you're holding 25% because you did 25, 25, 25. And you're holding 25% to see if we can't get a runner. And if you do get another setup, always add to it. But you got to be careful. Like if you got 1,000 shares, let's say you got 4,000 shares, you're 25 here, 25 there, 25 there, and you got another 1,000 shares. You don't want to just, if you get another setup, you don't want to just jump in with like 3,000 shares because your cost average will be pretty good, pretty high. Probably want to go into the same amount of shares that you're holding for the cost average. But you have to make that decision for yourself. We had to break of that right there. Look at the 5-minute here. The 5-minute is still looking good. And if we go below 450, that, yeah, could come back down to the entry. All the other ones are not looking too hot. They're trading below the session VWAP and the non-EMA. Out of the 4 that we were looking at, D-Wave is the best looking one. Best looking. You had a run up here. You had a pullback. You can get in on a break. Right here, you can break the $5 mark. There we go. Okay. It did before I could even say it. And what do you do into these pops? Yes. Could be forming another bull flag up here. Could be forming another bull flag. There we go. We got a pop. We got a pop, pop, pop. Oh, look at that. Got a pop of 558. We popped about 30 cents. Got a spread of 1 to 2 cents. That's good. That's good. If you're in on this, you got to think about where you want to get out. Think about where your break evens are. If you added to this, look at your cost average. Make sure that that's still good. Or 3 minute, 5 minute. PowerPoint. Definitely want to be selling into those pops. Right about now, you probably want to rethink your situation. You got that red candle that closed below the 9 EMA, and then look at that volume right there. You might want to be rethinking your situation. If you're looking for $6-7 move, up to $6-7. And we got a nice pop. Look at that. Ooh, slammed right back down and smoked it back up. Yeah, 642 is the new high. So, yeah. I mean, we're looking at a 15-second chart, so this is definitely moving. Don't like a 15-second, you can just go to a 30-second chart. This is key, what you're looking for. You have higher lows right here. You have a pop right here. You have a pullback right here. You got a bull flag, pullback right to the 9 EMA. This right here, this low did not even come close to the low of that bullish candle of this nice little run. So you want to get in here. You want to get in there at 568 and you got yourself a nice 30, 50 cent profit. So Yeah, this is what you're looking for. V-wave, V-wave. And if we look at this, if you bring the chart that you should be having, like, we got the biggest movers. We put this up here and we had, I mean, I'm sorry, the top traded gainers. Top traded gainers, we put the 1, 2, 3, 4. Really, there's only 4 there for top traded. So I just put them up LIDR, SMX, CRV, V-wave. V-wave right now is up top. Um, but look at this. You had a run up here. MCVT is below the session VWAP, not doing anything. SMX is just consolidating below the VWAP. LIDR, we had a run earlier in the morning from 9:30 to 9:45. Got yourself a little bit of profit there. And now we just slammed back down below the session VWAP. The only one that's really running is V-wave. You want to keep these on the side. Take a look at that. I will be right back. I have got to go. Alrighty, looks like V-wave made another move. I have a pullback on the 5-minute, but no, all the other ones really not doing much. V-wave is really the only one that has really moved. MGRT is halted. GRT is halted. Doing anything. It's just selling. We have SMX. X on our list. That's not doing anything. LIDR was on our list. That's not doing it. Got MCVT. That's really not doing anything. V-wave is really the only one, and that's starting to pull back on the 5-minute. Yeah. What? You can always trade a 1 hour, 2-minute as well. You can trade the 2-minute. We had a run. We had a slight pullback, and we had a little micro pullback right there. 30-minute, 30-second chart. Ross Cameron trades a 10-second chart. That's a little crazy. I don't see how he does it. We got the MACD kind of just grinding right there. Got the non-EMA that's moving up, but we got the MACD that's just grinding right up in here. Just kind of like not doing very much from here to here. This was the move right from here. This was the best trade so far right here. We had a nice run up, we had a pullback, and we had a break of that, which, let's see, you get a break of 575, and it ran up to 6.25, so about 50-cent move, but you're not going to get that whole move. You'll probably get like 30, 40 cents out of that. That would have been nice. This pullback here is it's a little bit more than what I like. I don't like that. It closed below the non-EMA, but then we reclaimed it and ran up. That's kind of hard to play. Because if you look at the volume right here on this candle right here, the volume right there is like that. And we're selling. So that is really kind of hard to play, to jump in and get this move here. That's kind of hard to play. Now, when you go in there and you get that move and you got this other pullback right here, again, you're looking at the volume that's lower than these two candles right here, which is great. And then it did break this low right here, which I don't like. We had an inside bar, another inside bar, so you could have gotten in on the 2-bar break right here and try to get yourself some small profits. But it just seems like if you look at the 5 minute, the 5 minutes kind of fizzling out. If you look at the volume is starting to decrease. You got the volume up here increasing on this candle here. That's what you want to see, so you can get in on these moves right here. Small pullbacks and get that move, pullback, get a little pop, pullback, get a little pop. Of course, that one's hard to trade. Closed below the non-EMA and the MACD is rolling over. Excuse me. Sneezed. FNGR, finger. Who's giving who the finger? What? Actually, finger looked pretty good on a 5 minute right here. It looked really nice. We had a break of this right here. 955, I had to pull back, and then we had to break right there. It's right the non-EMA. There's only one slight problem, and that is the volume. You look at the volume right there, that's 100,000. For 5 minutes, that's not good. 40,000, 5 minutes, that's not good. Yeah. We had vape. Oh, vape doing. Vape was halted for a while. Vape was halted for a while. Vape got halted quite a few times. Vape you could have played. That was Vape you could have played. That was a little bit earlier. See right here we had 920. We had a run up here. We had a micro pullback right there. Get in on the break of that at 56.92 and 56.92. 50. Yeah, that's a little hard to play. I mean, but too much of a stock, to be honest. The cost of it, that's a little too much. We got Yaz. Showed up on Arval. Yeah. What's Yaz doing? Nothing. Stay away from that. There's not enough volume in that. ELD. Not enough volume in there. But ATYR, we've got some, looks like you got volume in there. There's not much. You got CLC, CLC. That's trading below the VWAP. You really don't want to trade that. You've got SMX that looks like it's trying to curl back up. And we got 2.5. We're holding at 2.5, trying to get to 260. Below the 9 EMA and below the session VWAP. What you wanted to do with SMX is right here at 938 is when you're right here, you got volume making a higher low right here. But that was kind of hard to play. I think I took a look at that earlier and said stay away from that. Then yeah, LIDR. I mean, that kind of ran a little bit last week, but then look at the daily on that topping tail. That's not good. What's the Qs doing? The Qs are just up, down, up, down, up, down. 5 minute is just kind of look like a nice rolling hill. Yeah. Intel's looking pretty decent. I'm in on Intel. That's looking halfway decent. That's not, I don't have a whole lot in there because the trade talks with China. I just wanted to get in on a little bit of something for swing trades because if we have good China talks, I'll make a little bit of money. If we have bad, then I can go ahead and do a little dollar cost averaging down on the blue chips and then make my money later on when I run back up. What I was looking for. We've got Intel that's looking like it could possibly break. If we break the 21,105, we probably go up 20. Yeah, if we can break that, that would be good. Up 2130, yeah. The high is 2129. We got top trading gainers. Really, there's only 2 of them left, SMX and VM-Wave, V-Wave, V-Wave. SMX. SMX was not, actually really not doing anything. I really can't. I mean, you're popping, you're getting ready to break, and you're breaking the 5 minute high at 56. So you're breaking the high of 256. So could get some strength into that. It depends on what the institutions, big dogs want to run with. But V-Wave was definitely the best one so far. Here, I'm going to do a video. Alrighty, welcome to the channel. I'm going to go over a trade that the Ticker Zcan showed us right here. You can go ahead and download the scanner for free. It's in beta. You can go ahead and download it. The link is down in the description. So what we have here, top trading gainers, we have V-Wave, SMX, CLC, XXII. We have biggest movers. This was after the market opened. Right now it's 1038. I had a list right here. I keep this on another screen. And the top traded, I usually put the top 4 in there once the market settles down after about 935. I put this list in here. And as you can see, LIDR, we kind of moved up a little bit. I think on the live stream, we got a couple trades on that, just small ones. SMX really didn't do anything. MCVT really didn't do anything. It just kind of grinded sideways. But V-Wave, VWAV, V-Wave kind of moved up, gave us the biggest trades for the day. And if we look at this, the scanner, the top traded gainers, if we look at V-Wave, we have a catalyst. Vision Wave secures strategic 50 million equity line to accelerate AI-driven defense platform. Now, SMX had a catalyst at 6 a.m. news release, 9:17. CLC had a couple press releases this morning. In the scanner, when you look at this and you have the press releases, they will show up right here. But let's take a look. And then we have the biggest movers down here. We have relative volume. But hey, let's take a look at V-Wave and see what it gave us this morning. If you go back and look at the live stream, you'll see where we were calling, where we were actually doing the trades here. If you look at the 5 minute, the 5 minute is making higher lows. If you look at that, that's what you want to see. You want to see the strength. It was making higher lows all the way up in here to 10:15. Well, it really started like at 10 o'clock. So let's look at 10 o'clock. As you see here, we had a run up, then we had a pullback. It pulled back to the 9 EMA above the session VWAP. We had a doji inside bar. Could have gotten in on the break of that. Maybe put your stop down here at 450. Got in at 480. Get yourself 30-cent stop. And then we popped all the way up to 560. So if you got in at 480 and we got to 560, you got yourself a nice little pop. What you want to do is you want to sell into these pops. So you want to get in down here, put your stop right here. That's fine. And then you get this pop. You can sell 25, 50%. Then exactly what did we do? We pulled back again for another bull flag. And possibly what you want to do here. Now the pullback was down right. The pullback was right to the 9 EMA. And we were looking at this, and you can get on the break of the high right there. That's what the trading plan calls for. I'm going to be putting the trading plan up on the website, so go ahead and create a profile, log in, download the scanner, and download the trading plan. There is no trading course to sell. I'm not selling any trading courses. We had the break of that, which you could have done if you got in here. Let's say you got in here, let's say 2,000 shares, and let's say you sold half of it. You're still holding 1,000 shares. What you could do is just go ahead and add to the position right here because you're in down here. You got in down here. You got a micro pullback right here to 9 EMA. You get in right here. Let's say 1 for 1. You're holding 1,000 shares. You want to do another 1,000. Your cost average is probably right here. And you get, and what do you get? You get another pop. You get another pop of 573 all the way up to 618. Get yourself about 25-cent profit. Sell some into here. We had another pullback. Well, your cost average is down here, but we had a pullback. And what you could do is you could actually add more. And what'd you get? You got another pop. Okay, so you definitely want to download the scanner. It is free. While it's in beta, I live stream every morning. I try to live stream every morning starting at 7 o'clock. So go ahead and join us on the live stream. Make sure you like and subscribe. Talk to you later. Bye. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take off. We only got about 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take off. I need to call Interactive Brokers and complain about this SEC 144 rule that they're the only brokers I know of that enforces it the way they do, which is kind of ridiculous. They assume you're an affiliate and you have to prove them that you're not. Kind of stupid, but hey, let me get on the phone with them.